Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Gyaneshwari chapter 9 and we are on verse number 19. So here the Lord is indicating to Arjuna that how everything in this world he alone is. And here he told, I am the Vedic rite, I am the sacrifice, the ancestral libation and the herb, I am the sacred formula, Om, I am the clarified butter, I am the sacred fire and the offering. This was with regards to the yajna. Then he says, I am the father of the universe, the mother, the supporter, the grandsire, the holy object of knowledge, the syllable Om and the Rik, Sam and the Yaju Vedas. Means everything that you are afraid of, everything that is dear to you, everything that is culturally important to you, everything I am alone. And people usually, they are so caught up in various actions and rituals. But he says, everything I am. But he told in one of the verses before that who are the ignorant and fools? Those who forget me and they go after everything else which is other than me. You see, instead of thinking of the total ocean, you think only of the various waves. If you think of the wave, individuality is concretized. If you think of the ocean, you become free of the individuality. So those people who, instead of thinking of that infinite divinity that the Lord is, instead they only concentrate and get obsessed with the expressions of that infinity. See? And this is where he is bringing correction to our mind. That think of the totality, think of the infinity, think of the all. Think of me as the all-pervading. Think of me as the supporter. And if you are afraid of those, because what was Arjuna's problem? I'm afraid of going to hell. I'm afraid of killing. I don't want to kill my teacher. I don't want to kill my grandfather. I don't want to. Will it not be going against the scriptures if I do all this, etc., etc. He says, everything I am. Whenever we think of anything specifically, what is specificity? Which creates, specific is something which is a minute manifestation of something greater. Individual. Not just individual. Okay, individual, yes. This cup is a minute manifestation of mud. This wood is a specific manifestation of wood. Wood as a principle is vast. Table as a manifestation is finite. Understand? That is how we are saying. That is how we have to look at it. And whenever we interact with something specific, there is a fear of losing that specific. Specific is useful. You can utilize it. You can interact with it, and that does not just include table. It includes wife, includes children, it includes husband, it includes a house, it includes your car, it includes your body, it includes your breath, it includes your thoughts. Everything is specific because it's coming and going. It has a form. Thinking is useful. But because thinking is useful, you don't become the thinker. Because table is useful, don't get attached to the table. Because relationships are wonderful and very heart rendering and make you feel very good in this life, does not mean that you forget who you essentially are. This is what is the Lord. And how do you come to that point? The Lord is saying, think of me as the infinite. See how beautiful it is. And then he continued, I am the goal, I am the protector, I am the Lord, and I am the witness. So, I am the protector, therefore don't be afraid of anything in this creation. And that creation includes your mind, that creation includes your commissions and omissions, the guilts and the anxieties. Don't be afraid of them. Everything I am, keep offering it to me. Let your focus, what was the verse that said before? What was the ye jana paryupasate ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesha nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Yogakshemam vaham. Kshema, he says, I will protect you. But the price that you have to pay for that is, you have to think about me to the exclusion of everything else. Then I can do something for you. If the child, and we saw, I don't know the examples, I can't remember now, so many verses back, but we saw Draupadi, till she was holding on to her clothes, the Lord did not come to help. Then she surrendered, he came to help, isn't it? See? Arjuna surrendered, so the Lord came to help. Only when you live only for his sake. And who is he? He says, I am the witness within you. Here he says, I am the goal, I am the protector, I am the Lord in your heart, I am the witness. So don't think of the Lord as a separate, specific entity which is other than you. Again, that clarification, you have to see that in these verses. Don't search for him separate to yourself. Then where do you search for him? In your heart or in your self. I am the refuge, I am the friend, I am the origin, I am the dissolution, I am the support, I am the resting place, I am the eternal seed from which everything has come out. Out of one seed of banyan tree, the trunk, the root, the shoot, the branches, the leaves, the fruits, the flowers, everything comes out of that one tiny minuscule seed of a banyan tree. Even subtler than that. And what is inside the seed? What is inside the seed?
Potentiality of the banyan tree.
Potentiality of the banyan tree. Yes. What else?
Yes.
If you break if you break the banyan seed, what will you find inside? If you break a banana seed, mango, gutli, mango, that big seed, what do you find inside? Have you ever broken?
Another seed.
Inside. What do you find? You find empty space.
Yeah.
What do you find inside a banana seed? Also empty space. But the moment life, it gets sun and the potential is there, it starts expressing. How can from an inert seed which was absolutely without any life, it was dry, there was no root, there was no shoot, there was no sign of life, how come it started? how can an inert thing start having root and shoot? Because even that inert is supported by the Lord. Without the Lord, that inert thing also cannot exist. Just like your thought is also an inert, is inert. Your breath is also inert. So breath is going in and out by itself, but it is supported by whom? The consciousness. Your thoughts are coming and going. What is the definition of inert? That which is temporary. So what is supporting all the inert thoughts? The consciousness. See? Like that. So here the Lord is trying to expand the mind of Arjuna. The Lord is trying to instill the faith in Arjuna so that he can come to the conclusion, he can bring up that within him a mindset is created. What type of mindset? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. So that he is able to exclusively think of the Lord. Right now his attention is, before it was on the world, it was on the scriptures, it was on the result of the war, it was about the killings, it was about dharma and adharma, it was about so many things. Then it was about karma, then it was about meditation, then it was about slowly his mind is being weaned away from the world. And now where has the Lord brought his mind to? Think only about me. Before it was, do everything for me. Now it is, think only about me. Why you should think only about me? Because I am the only principle that is there. Because the material of the whole creation is also me. The supporter of the whole creation is also me. The life giver is also me. The life taker is also me. I am the all-pervading principle, and therefore I am the goal that you are search. Every human being, every sentient thing in this creation is searching for me only. They are living for me only, but they don't know that. When a person lives for another, a person is living for the children, a person is living for his parents or her parents, a person is living for the betterment of their family. We say it is family, but actually the Lord is saying, you are doing all that for my sake, not for their sake. You think you are doing it for their sake, but actually it is for my sake. In the previous verses he said, you do the puja, you do the japa, you do the various chantings, you do the incantation of the mantras, etc. You do the propitiation of various deities. He said, you are thinking that you are doing that, but all that propitiation, all that remembrance, all that is coming to me alone, because all those gods are also supported by me alone. All those gods are supported by me alone. Now make this subjective. Yes, easy way to make it subjective is, the Lord is saying, I am the witness. Okay? Meaning the conscious principle which is expressing his life through this body, mind, intellect equipment. You are the witness. But how can I, if I am this witness, then how can all the gods be supported? This is where our beauty of our Vedas and the scriptures come. It's the most unique thing. Where is the sun god? God is the potential in the sun. The productive potential in the sun is called sun god. The productive potential in the moon is called moon god. The productive potential in the air, the total airs, is called the Vayu Devata, and so on and so forth. Where are they? Subjectively. The sun location is the right eye. The moon location is the left eye. The Vayu Devata is the Nasika. The Ashwini Kumars are the ears. The Vishnu is the feet. The Indra is the hand. See, every god, if you take it subjectively, There is enough detail given where if that various gods are having positions in various places and all are supported by the Lord, and that Lord is saying, I am not other than the witness within, then from the witness point of view, where are the gods? Here they are, in the micro. Every one of them has a location. So now, are you going to think of the individual God? Or are you going to be the one and accept yourself as the one who's supporting all the gods? Not as an individual. Not as an individual. But this is how the Lord is supporting all the gods. So it does not mean that there is a sun god in the my right eye. There is one sun god in your right eye, one sun god in your right. Not like that. Sun god is that potential behind every right eye. Moon god is that potential behind every left eye. The Ashwini Kumars are the potential behind every ear, human and animal or any kingdom. Including God kingdom. Including God kingdom. So this is the way the Lord is beckoning us to stop thinking in a specific manner. He's tickling us to think even larger and in an infinite manner. And that infinite manner can be precipitated in the mind only when we think about that which represents the infinite. This table does not represent the infinite. This camera does not represent the infinite. This chair does not represent the infinite. This house does not represent the infinite. This body does not represent the infinite. This breath doesn't represent the infinite. This thought does not represent the infinite. Then what represents? The word infinite may represent the infinite. See? But still, as long as you're thinking of infinite, that infinite is still finite because it's a thought. But what it could be indicating, isn't it? That suddenly you get, just like it keeps coming back to this point, when we are thinking of the sleep is indicating a very blissful state, but thinking of the sleep is not equal to sleep, isn't it?
True.
So thinking of the Lord, thinking of the I, the witness, is not equal to I. Thinking of the Lord is not equal to Lord. It must suck you in. But that sucking in will only happen if you keep thinking about it. See? Keep contemplating. And how do you think of the sleep? Ananyas chintayanto mam. You think of the sleep to the exclusion of everything else, then sleep takes you over. Similarly, we have to think of the Lord to the exclusion of everything else, then the Lord will take over. And in this way, the various examples, then the Lord says, I give heat and hold back rain and send it forth. I am immortality and death, as also being and non-being, O Arjuna. So everything that is consciousness and unconsciousness or non-consciousness, everything that is sentient and insentient, living or non-living, consciousness or inert, everything I am. This individual intellect, as long as we think we are this body, this statement we cannot understand. The impact of this statement becomes available to us by His grace. It is not a matter of logic. It is not a matter of logic. It is not a matter of logic. It is a matter of faith. Today this is the topic, little bit it came. World is not a product of logic. See? World is a product of faith. So, then he continues, the knowers of the three Vedas who by drinking Soma are purified of sins, worship me with sacrifices and pray for heaven, reaching the holy world of the King of Gods, Indra, they enjoy in heaven all celestial pleasures. So, these people, those who think rituals are the most important thing, those who think the various that we have to do this yajna, we have to do this parayan, we have to do that sankalpa, we have to do that I will not eat during the Navaratris, etc., etc. We also used to do it. We also did the parayan. It is necessary also. It is necessary also. As long as you are individual, it is necessary. But one must understand the premise behind that. And what is that? That all this is okay, but God is, or the Lord is, in spite of all this. He is ever present. So here he says, their attention, why do people take sankalpas? Why the people do penance? Why the people do austerities? Majority of the people, they want powers. Other people, they are afraid of, they feel that they have committed so many sins in their life, I must purify first before I think of the Lord. So they go in the wrong tangent. They don't realize that the greatest purifier in their life is the Lord Himself. Purification doesn't come about by yajna or rituals or japa. It does. But individuality is still maintained. And this is what the Lord is imploring us. Reaching the holy world of the King of Gods, they enjoy in heaven all celestial pleasures. So, most of these people, oh Arjuna, your attention was also of not going to hell, but wanting to go to heaven. That is the question that is answering here. So, do you want heaven or hell, or do you want heaven just because all your desires will be satisfied, or do you want me, or do you want me, who is the master of everything, who is the soul of everything, who is the supporter of everything, who is everything? So, do you want the infinite or do you want the specific? In the specific, there are different gradations. Bhur, Bhuva, Suvaha, the various lokas, the 14 lokas, they are in the specific. But in the infinite, there is nothing. It is complete. See? So in this way, we are in. And then he says, having enjoyed that vast heavenly world with their merit exhausted, they enter this mortal world. Thus, by following the duties prescribed by the Vedas, by the three Vedas, and craving enjoyments, they go to heaven and come back. So those people who do all the various activities in their life only to go to heaven, they fail to understand, or they misunderstand that heaven is the goal of life. Heaven cannot be the goal of life, because what happens in heaven? You enjoy the merits that you have accrued in your life, and as long as the merits are there, they are not exhausted. They are like the bank account. If you have got enough money there, how much money can you use from your bank account? As long as it lasts. Till you don't, if you have spent the last penny, then you have to work again and then start saving. Similarly, how long can you enjoy the heaven? As long as the merits last. Then what happens after the merits are over? You are back into the earthly plane. Again you have to slog, again you have to go through the 9 months of being incubated in the womb of a mother, and then the painful birth, then the painful growing. It is not joyful. We think it is a joyful growing up. Whole life has been a series of pains. series of challenges, series of why world is like this, why people don't understand me, why this comparison, competition. That's the nature of the world. But we think it's beautiful. Because we are not ready to accept that from the time of conception till the time of death, the whole journey, anything from the Lord's point of view, it is fantastic. Everything is Him only. But from an individual point of view, from the birth till the death, it is a painful journey. It is not a beautiful journey.
It's full of suffering.
See? And therefore, Jesus Christ says, I am dying for the suffering of others. I am sacrificing myself. I am taking all the sufferings of all the people, and for their sake, I am allowing myself to be crucified. Couldn't he have healed himself? Couldn't he have wished the whole thing to go away? He could have easily. He had the power. But a true master will never use that power for himself. It is always for the... And it's not that he uses it for the other. In his presence, those things happens. He's answering all my questions. Very good. Mind lagao, it's connected. Before I give the answer, he is giving the answer from the beginning of this class. See? So that means clarity is there. So, O Arjuna, do not fall into the trap of going to the heaven. And there we told you what was the heaven all about, where all your desires are satisfied the moment you think them. There is no hunger, there is no thirst, there is no old age. No old age. You are ever youthful. As for the devotees who worship other deities with faith, they too worship me, O Arjuna. This I explained to you before. And now we are on the... I'm just recapping. Then he says, for I am the enjoyer and the Lord of all sacrifices, but they do not know my true nature and so fall. So these people who are praying to Ishta Devata, those who are praying to Grama Devata, those who are praying to various demigods in their life, such people do not come to me who is the supporter of all the demigods. And therefore, they will only go to the loka of that particular god. They will not attain. But if your understanding is that I am praying to the demigod, so Ishta Devata, but that Ishta Devata is essentially the infinite, which is the lot of people have that clarity, then it is not a problem. See? Then it is not a problem. If you are pricked with a thorn and you take another thorn and remove the first thorn and then throw away the other thorn, then it is okay. You are not attached to that thorn. Similarly, you pray to a god, to a Ishta Devata, to a demigod. Why? Because you want to get out of the unhealthy thoughts that you find your mind cluttered with. But you understand that this God is essentially that infinite Paramatma. If we understand that way, then fantastic. Those who take vows of deities go to the deities. Those who take the vows of forefathers go to the forefathers. Those who worship the spirits go to the spirits. And only those who worship me come to me. So here God, the Lord, the Ishvara has stated explicitly what? If you see those people who are psychic and all, whom do they pray to? The tantrics. Whom do they pray to? The spirits, bhoot, pret, etc. Isn't it? So where will they go at the time? They will go to their loka. If those people who are so attached to their ancestors, without, so many people are. See? Where will they go? Oh, my father was like this. Oh, my grandfather was like this. Oh, it was fantastic. I am everything here. I cannot give up. I can never repay the debt of my forefathers. Where will you go? To the field of, to the loka of Pitrulok of forefathers. Yes, we must thank them for having given us the lineage, good lineage to, but understand that is also the blessing of the Lord. They cannot become more important than the Lord. If you give them more importance than the Lord, then you will go to Pitrulok. If you think of Rama, you will go to Saket. If you think of Krishna, you will go to Vaikuntha. If you think of Shiva, you will go to Kailash. Now which one is better? Which one is better? Yaar, Kailash, oh my God, it will be freezing cold there. In Saket, Ramchandra ji was always in attention. I will have to remain in attention. Sometimes I like relaxing. Right? Then where do you go? We don't aspire for anything. We don't aspire for a specific loka, a specific field of experience where we want to go. No. We want to lose ourselves into the divinity. Then it is his choice what he wants to do with us. Why should we decide I want to go here or go there or go there? I don't want to make a decision about where I will be. No. I just want to be sucked into the divinity. I just want to be absorbed into the divinity. The river allows itself to be merged into the ocean. Then is there any, now, oh, I am the Indian Ocean only. Does the river say that? Or does it say I am the Pacific Ocean? Thank God, Indian Ocean is surrounding India. It is more spiritual than the Pacific Ocean. Does it say that? No, because the individual is no longer there. Exactly the same way. Where you are thinking of going to various lokas, don't get caught up in that trap. It's a trap. Initially it is very helpful to come out of this trap of this world that we are in. The individual, to come out of this individual trap, we think of the total, but total is also equally a trap. Total is there only because individual is there. If individual is not there, total also does not exist. Then what exists? Only the divinity, only the truth, only the consciousness. How do you think of the consciousness? Verse 4 and number 5 of this chapter. Exactly. I sustain and support everything in this creation, yet I am transcendental to everything. Neither the world is in me nor I am in the world, yet I am supporting and sustaining the whole world. How does the infinite Lord sustain and support the whole world? Through his potentiality. Is the potentiality other than the Lord? No. But the impact of this statement has to be revealed by the Lord. For that, our mind must become calm. It must become focused on the Lord. Only He can tell you, explain to you, or you can experience the direct impact of that statement. Even one glimpse is enough. Your life will change. Even appreciation changes for some moments. But imagine one glimpse. One glimpse. You need to taste the sugar only once. You will never forget the taste of sugar in your life. You need to taste the taste of salt only once. You will never forget the taste of salt. You need to burn only once. You will never forget that the fire is hot. You don't need to keep repeating, oh, I think the Australian fire is more hot or less hot than the Indian fire. There's a question like that, isn't it? Isn't it? One experience only. Even it is a fraction of a moment, but you know it. Exactly the same way. One glimpse, I'm not saying a vision. Once you absorb, once you get sucked in, once you get the glimpse of the divinity, without any concept, without any thought, without any idea, as yourself, your life forever is transformed. Forever. And once that glimpse comes, then you will still function through this body. But you will not be for this body. You will be for that one glimpse that you have had. Just like some people, they get the glimpse of the divine, they get the Lord comes and gives them darshan, or their teacher comes and gives them darshan. And those who are so focused, some people forget after that. They still go back into their own rut routine. But some people take that as a blessing and they keep reveling in that vision of the teacher or the guru or their God, and they attain to that level. They get weaned away because their attention is not on the world anymore. My God, this has happened to me. Wow, I must not lose this opportunity, and they keep focusing on Him. So the Lord is saying, only those who worship me come to me. Now so here in the conclusion, the Lord is telling our Arjuna in the towards the end of 25th verse, therefore cast off all ideas of greatness and forget all your learning. So why are we studying Bhagavad Gita? Why are we studying Bhagavad Gita?
To understand.
See, it is very easy to teach a person who does not know anything, isn't it? It is very easy to fill an empty cup. But if the cup is already full, this is a Zen thought. But if the cup is full, can you pour more water into it? It will, whatever you pour, it will keep spilling, isn't it? Exactly the same way, this is the pot. If it is empty, when is it empty? When the children are young. You can pour positive values, you can pour patience, you can pour patience, love, truthfulness, non-violence, etc., etc. when they are young. But when we are grown up and then we want to pour something, it just keeps bouncing away, or because it is already full, so nothing stays. A superficial appreciation is there when we listen, but it does not stay and take root. Why? The pot is already full. The pot is already full. See? So why are the scriptures there for us in our life of an individual?
To make us understand.
Yes. I gave you an example of a thorn. If a thorn is pricking you, you take another thorn and prick it out. Isn't it?
Replace ignorance.
But you don't keep that thorn. You throw away that thorn. Similarly, we are a product of our convictions. Our life is a product of whatever convictions we have. About God, about world, about relationships, about ourselves. Scriptures are the thorn which remove this thorn which has created the individuality within us, the wrong notion about ourselves within us. So scriptures are that divine thorn. It's still relative, but it is. So where is this conviction? Again, I'll put it to you in a different way. How do you know have convictions?
Through experience.
Through thoughts. Yes, experiences, but we convert them into thoughts and then we become convinced. Without a thought, you cannot have a conviction.
True.
Isn't it? So if there is a wrong conviction in your mind in the manner of thought, only another thought can remove that thought. Only something, just like a thorn can remove a thorn, immediately a thought can remove a thought. So what are scriptures? They are thoughts. Here it is words, but words, when you speak, when you hear, they appear as thoughts in your mind. So they are able to remove the wrong concepts, the wrong notions. They redefine who we are to ourselves. That is the beauty. But don't hold on to them. Redefine yourself, understand you are the infinite, and infinite is not a concept. Infinite is not a concept. You are that. So just like you took the thorn, removed the thorn which had pricked and threw the thorn which helped you to take out the previous one. So now the thoughts of the scriptures are helping you to redefine and remove the wrong concepts and ideas in your mind. Then throw away these ideas also. Don't keep thinking about them. Must come a point. If you keep thinking of sleep, you will never go to sleep. You have to give up, surrender somewhere. You have to stop thinking somewhere. And that thinking is, well, here we can take it in this way, that because sleep is a thought-free experience, so you get sucked into it. So when we are thinking about divinity, when we are thinking about Lord, when we are thinking about spirit, when we are thinking about witness, we are thinking about the consciousness, don't create a concept of it. Understand, thinking of consciousness as consciousness is also a concept. But what is that word consciousness indicating? It is indicating something else. Who is illuminating that thought of consciousness as consciousness? You.
The conscious principle.
So be that. Don't keep objectifying the divinity. Don't keep objectifying the Lord. But the whole world is caught up in temples, churches, mosques, because objectification. See, here the Lord is just taking you away from everything. Now continuing in the 26th verse, Patram, this is a very famous verse. Very simply, the Lord says you can propitiate me. How do you propitiate? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. He says, whoever offers me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I enjoy that offering made with devotion by a pure soul. If I ask you, please bring me water, what will you do?
Me water.
Huh?
Serve you water.
How will you serve me water?
A glass or in a cup.
You will bring me a glass or a cup of water. You need a container. You cannot bring me water. What was my question? Please bring me water. But what are you giving me? A glass of water. It is not water. It is a glass of water.
It is a medium.
Okay. Similarly, as long as you think that you think you are an individual, till then, till you are thinking you are the body, that you have to do something in life in order to propitiate the Lord. The Lord is saying, offer me, don't get caught up in many different things and elaborate rituals which only concretize your ego. They concretize your individuality. Then what does he say? He says, with deep love and devotion, patram pushpam phalam toyam. Offer me a leaf, offer me a flower, pushpam is flower, phalam, offer me a fruit, and offer me some water. That's all. He's not complicating your life. Priests complicate our life. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And then if someone comes and tells you, oh, but that is very simple. It is simple. Life is simple. Intellectuals make it complicated for us. Swamiji, you are also making it complicated. We are not. It is the Lord's words. It's not my words. And what was the result of the Lord's words? Arjuna became clear. See? So the wrong notions that are in our mind, they have to be removed, and they can not be removed by your effort. You cannot, if you think you can remove, you cannot. What is that? You're barking on the wrong end. You're knocking the wrong door. By self-effort, the individuality only concretizes. Then what is the best way? Let the Lord do it. How to do it? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Simple. It doesn't need to be any elaborate. But what is the ingredient? Most important ingredient in this. So just like thought was required to remove the wrong thoughts in the mind, similarly, as long as we think we are the body, we think that the Lord is some entity. Right? As much as we may try, as long as we are the body, we can appreciate the Lord is with the infinite, but that infinite is also concept. Even though it is not. So how do you propitiate that? As long as you are a body, you need some ingredient. Just like I ask for water, you cannot give me water. You will give me a glass of water. Similarly, you want to propitiate Lord as an individual, as a person, as long as you are addicted to doing something, then something is required to be offered. And what is that? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. If you understand patram pushpam phalam toyam to be at a subtler level, no, I cannot sit in meditation. I have to offer a patram pushpam phalam. I have to offer leaf, flower, or fruit, or no. Oh, there are people who do mansik puja, isn't it? In mansik puja means you propitiate the Lord in your mind. You do the whole ritual in your mind. There is no physical fruit. There is no physical anything. But in the mind, only as a thought you can offer it. But what is the most important ingredient behind all this? The love and devotion for the Lord. A deep love. A yearning. A deep yearning. Just not a mechanical. If I get up in the morning and light laga diya, okay, I've done my duty. It is not that. When you are lighting the lamp, if the feeling is that I am invoking the lamp within my heart, which is not other than the infinite, the light of the Lord, then immediately the atmosphere in your mind has changed. But if it is as a duty that I have to light a lamp because otherwise that statue will become angry with me, gone. Or you do it mechanically, oh my God, there is a sense of guilt that I did not do it today. Wrong. Where there is devotion and love, there cannot be guilt. Where there is love and devotion, only one thing is there. What is that? Surrender or sacrifice. Sacrifice. There cannot be guilt. There cannot be guilt. Where there is true love, there cannot be guilt, there cannot be anxiety. There can be yearning, but there cannot be anxiety. So these are subtle points to fine-tune our mind. Otherwise we same. here Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, मग निस्सीम भाव उल्हासे मज आर्पावयाचे निमिसे फळ आवडे तैसे भलतयाचे हो भक्तू माझी याकडे दावी आणि मी दोन्ही हात ओढवी मग देठून फेडिता सेबी आदरेशी पैगा भक्तीचे निनावे फूल एक मज द्यावे ते लेखे तरी म्या तुरंबावे परिमुखीची घाली हे असौ कायसी फुले पानची एक आवडे ते जाहले ते साजूकही न हो सुकले भलतैसे. He says, when a devotee offers me a fruit of any tree out of unbounded love and joy, then I clasp it with both hands and swallow it, stalk and all. Huh? If he offers me a flower as a token of his devotion and love, I should smell it, but I thrust it into mouth and relish it. And why talk of flower? Even if a leaf, fresh or dry, of any tree is offered to me out of deepest love, I enjoy it with as much pleasure as a hungry person experiences with a drink of nectar. So what is the Lord hungry for? Because as an individual, we think God as an entity. So what he could be hungry for?
Love and devotion.
Love and devotion of his devotees, not devotees. In Bhagavatam, the Lord says, those who truly love me and are devoted in me and surrendered to me and are living for my sake alone, I can't command them. If they call me, I have to go. I have got no choice. People say, God says that all the yogis and others, they are thinking about me, they want to merge into me, they want to they want to become one with me. And on the other hand, what am I? I am at the mercy of all my devotees, true devotees. Those who have ananya bhakti. To them, at their beck and call, I function. See? परी सर्व भावे भरले देखे आणि भुकेला अमृते तोखे तैसे पत्रची परी तेणे सुखे आरोगू लागे अथवा ऐसे ही एक घडे जे पाला ही परी न जोडे तरी उदकाचे तव सांगडे नवेल की ते भलतेथ निमोले न जोडिता आहे जोडले तेची सर्वस्व करुनी अर्पिले जेणे मज तेणे वैकुंठापासोनी विशाळे मज लागी केली रावळे कौस्तुभाहोनी निर्मळे लेणी दिधली दुधाची सेजारे क्षीराब्दी ऐसी मनोहरे मज लागी अपारे सृजिली तेणे. He says, but if perchance it happens that one does not find even a leaf, there should be no difficulty in getting water at any place. It can be had for nothing anywhere, and if he procures and offers it to me as his all, I appreciate it as though he has built for me a big temple grander than Vaikuntha, or offered me the gems more sparkling than the Kaustubha gem, or has made for me abundant beds as fascinating as the milky ocean. See the simplicity of the Lord. He is ready to accept anything. He is not concerned about what you offer him. What is he concerned about?
True love, compassion, surrender.
With what attitude you offer it. Action is not good or bad.
Attitude.
When we did the third chapter or second chapter, action is not good or bad. But the attitude behind the action makes it good or bad. Having a knife and cutting the body is not good or bad. But a doctor's attitude is to heal, a murderer's attitude is to kill. That attitude is the difference. Correct this. We have to in our life. See? So he does not, patram pushpam phalam toyam, yes. But don't get caught up in that. My God, I don't have leaf. Oh my God, I don't have flower. Oh my God, I don't have a fruit. Oh my God, I don't have a water. When Bali Maharaj, Prahlhad's grandson, Bali, when the Lord said, he was boasting, he was doing Ashwamedha Yajna. He was boasting, that I am the ruler of all the three worlds and now I will be the absolute ruler, never to be shifted from that. At that time, Vaman Avatar, the Lord came in the form of the dwarf, and when he came there, he says, the king saw that this young boy has come. He says, yeah, he just laughed off. What this young boy wants? He says, I want only 3 steps. I'm not asking. See my size. He says, only 3 steps. Ask for gold, ask for wealth, ask for palaces, ask for lands, ask for kingdom, I can give you. He says, see, you have made a promise to the subjects that whatever someone asks, you will satisfy them. I am asking, you are giving me everything that I don't want. I want only 3 steps. Either you live up to your promise or you accept that you can't give me. In that arrogance that he is the Lord of the 3 worlds, the last fire sacrifice is left. He says, okay, take. Immediately, the Lord increased his size. In 1 foot, he covered the whole earth. In the first step, in the second step, he covered the entire universe. He says, you promised me 3 steps. I still got 1 step left. Now tell me, where do I put it? He says, Lord, you have conquered everything. Nothing is left now. He says, you think, what do I do? That means your promise will go empty. Then you will be considered as a false, that who does not live up to his promise. Tell me. And there the teacher, Shukracharya, is saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He says, what does he offer? The attitude we are talking about. He says, oh Lord, the only thing that is left which is mine is my ego. Please take that away. Place your head, place your foot on my head. See, that is the attitude. The Namdev Bhagavad, isn't it? When he was a small baby, his parent Panduranga. So his father was offering the food prasad every day to the Lord. Vitthal Rakmai. We went to Pandurang in Pandharpur in the Maharashtra trip. So his father was offering it every day. And then one day he had to go out. He told the child has seen that every day dad offers something to the Lord. Half of it comes, or always it is reduced and then it comes. So he thought, Lord must be drinking. So when the father said that you offer the prasad to the Lord and don't drink it, because he used to love, everyone loves the prasad. And father went and offered it to the Lord in the temple, in his home temple. And the Lord, it's a statue. Father was tricking the son for instilling faith in him. And he said, no, my father, you drink my father's kheer, paisam, but you are not drinking mine. My father will be very angry with me, this, that, and he bangs his head against the feet of the Lord statue, and eventually crying, he lies there, becomes unconscious. The Lord comes and blesses him. He says, very good. The Lord came. I mean, now you have to drink. He drinks it. Then the father comes. Father says, where is the prasad? He said, Lord had it. Lord had it. Yes, with him, Rakumai also came. His wife also came. Both of them had it. He says, for last 18 years I am thinking of, I am doing the puja of the Lord. Never the Lord has come. And I give you one chance and you drank everything yourself and you are blaming the Lord that he drank it. How can a statue drink? And this argument is going on. That young child, he doesn't know why daddy is speaking like this. The Lord came. And the father is about to give him punishment. At that time, the Lord and his wife, they come and protect the small boy from his father. And as a result, the father and mother also get the blessing of the divine. See, this is a matter of attitude and faith. With what premise are we approaching the world? With what foundation are we doing the action? With what foundation are we speaking here in the class? With what background are we listening? That love, that devotion, that feeling that we are listening to a life-changing, words of a great master, Sant Gyaneshwar, who realized at a very young age. And these are the words of that great Lord. And that Mahapurusha Sanshraya, knowledge becomes ours. When will I give you importance? When I see some greatness in you, isn't it? Every Tom, Dick and Harry who comes into our life, we don't feel, we are blessed, no? But if a great musician comes, a prime minister comes and says, hey Swami, and I get an opportunity, I will seek the opportunity to be in his company, isn't it? Why do we want to be in a company of someone? Because we have given that person a status of importance, not for his sake, but in our mind, for ourselves, we have given him a status of greatness. Isn't it? Then you will behave in a particular manner. So, till we have not given a status of greatness, a status of reverence, a status of respect to the Lord in our mind and heart, to the scriptures, to the Bhagavad Gita, to the commentary written by this great young master, Sant Gyaneshwar, till then that knowledge will not become ours. We are still one arm distance, isn't it? When do we seek someone's company? When we have given importance to that person, isn't it? When we will seek to be in the company of Bhagavad Gita, when will we seek the company to be continuously thinking about the principles as narrated in the Bhagavad Gita? When we give importance to the Bhagavad Gita. This is the word for this is Mahapurusha Sanshraya. Sama Ashraya. See? That I need this support because it is great, it is life-changing. It will transform my mind. It will transform and redefine all the wrong notions with the right notions. And that capacity, whether it is right or wrong, also, O Lord, only you know. How to bring it about, you know. What I should know, also you know. And this thought that I am thinking that you know is also initiated by you only. This is Mahapurusha. Then, see, it will not take too long for things to click like this. You will find at the right place at the right time, with the right people, with the right experiences. Everything propelling for you to come closer to yourself, to be with yourself. But where you say, I know this, I know that, we heard, Patram Pushpam Phalam Thoyam, gone. I has come up.
Ego has come up.
But if ego is not there, arrogance is not there, and you still say, yes, I know, I read there, the expression of the same sentence that yes, I know it, I studied in Bhagavad Gita, the way it is expressed will be totally different. Sentence is same, but the attitude behind, from what premise you are saying that to another person, that makes the difference. That you are acting, it is an expression of arrogance or it is an expression of appreciation. It is an expression of reverence. It is an expression of inspiration. It is an expression of grace. That all depends upon your disposition within. See how it's magical. So he says, or has made for me abundant beds as fascinating as the milky ocean, or he has burnt before me incense sticks of sandal and camphor as big as the Meru mountain, or made for me a row of wick lamps as lustrous as the sun, or has provided me with vehicles like Garuda, gardens of wish-yielding trees, or herds of wish-yielding cows, or has served me dainties more delicious than nectar. I am so pleased with a drop of water offered to me by my devotees. What more I need to say, O Arjuna? See, what more I need to say? It is not what you give, how much you give, isn't it? It's not how much you give. It's not how expensive you give. It's not, oh, people give, oh, तुमने सिर्फ 100 रुपए का प्रसाद दिया. And other person came, I gave 1.25 kilo prasad. Oh, तुम सिर्फ बूंदी लेके आए. I brought malpua. I brought the most expensive sweet from the sweet shop. You think he cares? You think he cares? वो दोनों खा लेगा. He will eat both. But whom will he bless? The one who has given it with the right attitude, with the disposition of love and devotion, with the disposition of love and devotion. Only him he will bless, not to everyone, even though it is there, but it will not be received by. Because if arrogance is there, how can an arrogant person receive the blessings, the grace of the Lord, which is ever present? If you keep the windows open and complain that the sunlight is not coming, the room is very dark, who is to be blamed? Not the sun. You have not opened the windows. If you are saying that the grace is not available, when will the Lord? You are not giving up the ego, you are not giving up the individuality. And how do you give up the individuality? By making the individuality to lovingly, devotedly think of the divinity. That is the way. Individuality is not given up as picking up individuality and throwing away in the bin. The river gives up its individuality by merging into the ocean. The individual gives up its individuality by merging into the divine, by thinking about the divine. And for that, sometimes, initial stages, because he's addicted to action, he's addicted to rituals, he's addicted to doing, patram pushpam phalam toyam. A medium is required. He feels that yes, I am giving something. See? And in this way, the Lord in the where are we? 26th. कर्पूर चंदन अगरू ऐसे या सुगंधाचा महामेरू मज हाती वाला विला दिन करू दीपमाळे गरुडा सारिखी वाहने मज सुरत रुची उद्याने कामधेनूची गोधने अर्पिली तेणे मज अमृताहुनी सुरसे बोनी वोगरिली बहुवसे ऐसा भक्ताचेनी उदकलेशे परितोषे गा हे सांगावे काय किरीटी तुवाची देखिले आपुलिया दिठी मी सुदामाचिया सोंडी गाठी पह्व्या लागी पै भक्ती एकी मी जाणे तेथ साने थोर न म्हणे आम्ही भावाचे पाहुणे भलतेया. He says that, now what more need I say, O Arjuna? You have seen with your own eyes that I untied the knots of the bags containing parched rice brought by Sudama. I recognized only devotion and make no distinction between high and low. I prized beyond all things only devotion and love from any devotee, not the ingredients. Not the ingredients. And therefore, ये रपत्र पुष्प फळ हे भजावया मिस केवळ वाचुनी आमुचा लाग निष्कळ भक्ती तत्व म्हणवनी अर्जुना अवधारी तू बुद्धी एकी सोपारी करी करी सहजे आपुलिया मनोमंदिरी न विसबे माते. And therefore, after all, a leaf, a flower or fruit is a mere token of devotion, which is of no avail without deep love for me. O Arjuna, listen, there is a simple way to acquire it. Have trust in me and establish me in the shrine of your mind. How beautiful! There is a simpler way. If you don't find leaf, you will go running around finding a flower. If you don't find flower, you will go running around finding a fruit. If you don't find fruit, you will try to go and find some water and you will be still running around everywhere. The Lord wants you to stop running around for Him. Now, what is always available in spite of these ingredients outside? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. What is available? Your mind. He says, put me in your mind so that I don't get shaken away from your mind ever, in spite of all the activity that is taking place. How beautiful. There is a simple way to acquire it. Have trust in me and establish me in the shrine of your mind. This is Mahapurusha Sanshraya. He will get established in me. We will have trust in Him when we have respect and reverence for Him. Right now, why this is not happening, Swamiji, I think, I know. But right now, the respect, you may not call it that way, but for us, or for people, those who are feeling that the Lord has not established Himself in their mind, for such people, the world is still very important. Lord is secondary. Self-effort is more important. Grace of the Lord is secondary. See? This is the reason why He is not getting established. Why? I must do something for Him to establish. He is saying, Patram pushpam phalam toyam. And then He says, even simpler you want. Just trust in me, yaar. You don't even need those ingredients. You don't even need those ingredients. That simple it is. Continuing, he says, these are very famous verses. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. This thought we have presented before, but once again, whatever you do, whatever you eat, sacrifice or give, whatever penance you do, O Arjuna, offer that to me. So, this satsang that is, this lecture that is going on, if I am taking the lecture, forget it. If it is taking place as an offering to the divine, then it has its meaning. Same way, from your point of view also. I have understood. No, by the grace of the Lord, understanding is taking place. Not I have understood. You can say that, but the background should be this. By the grace of the divine, the understanding by the intellect, in the intellect is taking place. So here Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, जे जे काही व्यापार करिसी का भोग हन भोगिसी अथवा यज्ञी यजीसी नाना विधि ना तरी पात्र विशेषे दाने का सेवका देसी जीवने तपदा तपादी हन साधने व्रते करीसी ते क्रिया जात आघवे जय जय से निपजेल स्वभावे ते भावना करो निकरावे माशिया मोहरा परी सर्वथा आपुले जीवी केलियाची से काहिची नुरवी ऐसी धुओनी कर्मे द्यावी माशिया हाती. He says, whatever work you do or whatever things you enjoy, whatever you offer in sacrifices of various kinds, whatever gifts you give to eligible persons or servants or whatever penance you practice or vows you observe, whatever things you do in the natural course of your life, you offer them to me with love. Good and bad. He's not talking only about good. All actions. So even if anger, greed, jealousy, etc. is expressing, offer it at the feet of the Lord. Because in the first place, it is a wrong conclusion that I am angry. Anger happens. It's the mind which is angry. Mind is a phenomena. You are not a phenomena. You are the one who is supporting the phenomena. If this will click only by His grace. It will not click by thinking. If I tell you that you are supporting the phenomena called mind, and in that phenomena called the mind, the gross body exists. क्या स्वामी जी पागल बना रहे क्या खड़े खड़े? In that mind, the whole world exists. In that phenomena called the mind, the whole world exists. Just like the whole dream world exists in the mind, in the dream mind, dreaming mind, same way, at this very moment, in this mind, the entire universe is existing. Why you are not experiencing it? Because you are not woken up yet. In the dream we don't experience that it is in the mind. Only after waking up we realize it is in the mind, isn't it? Wake up from here. And how do you wake up? You cannot wake up. Waking happens. Think of the Lord and He will wake you up. Only He can do that. How will He do that? That's not your problem. It is His problem. It may be when you are in meditation, it may be when you are sleeping, it may be when you are in a lecture, it may be when you are driving. When eureka takes place, you have no control over it. It will happen. There is no one rule that it will happen only at this time or only at this place, only under these circumstances. As long as you are totally surrendered to the Lord can make it happen when He wants to make it happen. Anywhere. And then what I just told you, that will become crystal clear. them to me with love, but do not keep any remembrance of whatever you do, and so cleansing your deeds thus, you dedicate them to me. Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, do not keep the memory of whatever you do in your life. Oh my God, that's a big one. How? How not to remember what I do? It automatically precipitates as memory. It only precipitates as memory if you become the, what is the answer? Karta. You become the doer. Only then precipitation of memory or impression takes place. But if you are doing, if doing is taking place, thinking is taking place, action in any, at this very moment, action is taking place. What is the action? The speech is coming, speech is an action, it is taking place. But a speaker is not born. I keep offering this whole, if individuality is there, I keep offering this speech at the feet of the Lord, that, and having a disposition that He is the source, He is making these words come out, these are, and He is offering Himself these words, then no memory will come. Then where is my attention? So many words were talked about the divine, but where was my attention? On the Lord, isn't it? On the divine, on the source, on the goal, on the consciousness, on the witness. See? So actions, you cannot run away from action. Even a realized master does not run away from action. But he does not become the doer. He does not become the enjoyer of his actions. So here Gyaneshwari Maharaj is giving a timely reminder. Again, it was told in the beginning, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. But here again is the Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying, but do not keep any remembrance of whatever you do. Do not collect the memory of what good you have done or bad you have done, that has taken place in your life. Good action and bad action. And where does action take place? Manasa, Vacha, Kaya. Action takes place at three levels: mental level, speech level and body level. Actions at the level of body is movement. Action at the level of speech is the words movement, and action at the mental level is the thought movement. Action means movement. Don't collect information. Come to a class, come to the satsang in the right attitude, in the right disposition, enjoy it with inspiration, keep your focus not on the words but what the words are indicating. Don't focus on the teacher as a person, focus on the knowledge that is being imparted through the words, but that knowledge is indicating. The words are not important, but what those words are indicating, that is important. And what are they indicating? They are indicating the divinity. Every verse is taking you in that direction. And that divinity, the Lord has said, is the Atma, that is the soul, the spirit, that is the witness, that is the supporter, that is the goal, etc., etc., is defined that in so many different words. So you are saying that it is the supporter. Now don't get caught up in the word supporter. Oh, supporter, what supports everything? What is supporting the whole world? Go back. Oh, the mind supports the whole dream world. So this mind is supporting the whole. Oh my God, but I don't understand. It's not clicked yet. Don't go into thinking, how do I make it click? No, you go back to the Lord. Go back to the Lord. Because the natural tendency, because of our default habits, is to try to work it out. Don't try to work it out. Logic will not work. Logic will not work. Logic creates more questions. Intellect may be satisfied, but here it is not an intellectual conviction that we are seeking. It is not an intellectual conviction we are seeking. We are seeking merging into the divine, isn't it? Intellectual conviction is required, no doubt, but that is not the goal. The goal is beyond that, beyond the intellect. And that goal is ever present, whether you get convinced or you don't get convinced. Whether a wave gets convinced that it is water or it is not convinced that it is not water. Water is still water, isn't it? Exactly the same way. So in this way, memory, ego, individuality, or ego we will say, is the sum of total past. Total memories is equal to ego. No memories, no ego. No memories, no ego. And therefore this subtle reminder by Gyaneshwar Maharaj, do not collect memories. And how do we collect memories? Photographs, videos, by continuously narrating again and again our past experiences, like it happened today. We fall into the trap. And it happens. And why sannyasis, when you ask them anything about their past, why don't they tell you about their past? They do, exactly. They don't want to indulge. It is very easy to indulge in that. And therefore, the past must be not reveled in. Not reveled in. And if you, then the mind is there, its energy is there. Either you are reveling in the past, or you are expecting something in the future, or that mind is thinking of the divine. If you think of the past, the ego will become strong. If you think of the future, anxiety will become strong, expectations will become strong. If you think of the divine, the mind will dissolve. And which one do you choose? Think of the divine. With love and devotion. Not mechanically, love and devotion. So from here, 28th verse we will see in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.